Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Deep Dive Knowledge Talk. I'm excited to dive into the details of the multimodal modeling approach discussed in the study. Let's start by exploring the concept of Flamingo and how it integrates clip models and transformer decoder models to enhance performance in visual question answering. Can you explain how Flamingo bridges these two technologies and what makes it a powerful tool in combining image understanding and text generation?
Flamingo is like a super smart detective that is great at understanding both pictures and words. Imagine you have a detective who can look at a picture, read a question about that picture, and then give you the answer. That's what Flamingo does with images and text. Now, let's talk about how Flamingo combines two important tools to be such a great detective. First, it uses something called a clip-style image encoder to understand what's happening in a picture. This image encoder is like a magic lens that helps Flamingo see and understand the key points in an image without having to start from scratch. Next, Flamingo uses a transformer decoder model to generate responses based on the input image and text. This part is like having a storyteller who can take the information from the image and question, and then weave them together to create a meaningful answer. By bringing together the clip image encoder and the transformer decoder, Flamingo becomes a powerful tool because it can quickly understand images using the pre-learned knowledge from the clip model, and then generate accurate and relevant text based on that understanding. This combination of image understanding and text generation is what makes Flamingo so effective in tasks like visual question answering.
That's a fantastic analogy to describe how Flamingo functions as a super smart detective in the realm of multimodal modeling. By combining the clip-style image encoder for image understanding and the transformer decoder for text generation, Flamingo acts as a proficient storyteller that can analyze images and provide meaningful answers to questions about them. Could you elaborate on how the Perceiver Resampler fits into the Flamingo framework and its role in summarizing video data into descriptive tokens? Additionally, how does the TAN-gated cross-attention mechanism contribute to injecting information from the clip embeddings into the language model, further enhancing Flamingo's performance in tasks like visual question answering?
The Perceiver Resampler is like a magical filter in the Flamingo framework. It takes a bunch of pictures or a long video and squishes them down into a fixed number of key points that describe what's happening in the images. It's kind of like summarizing a big story into a few important sentences. This resampler plays a crucial role in helping Flamingo understand and talk about images. It takes all the information from the images and condenses it into a set of tokens that the language model can easily work with. So, instead of dealing with a lot of complicated image data, Flamingo gets a neat summary that it can use to have a conversation. Now, the TAN-gated cross-attention mechanism is like a secret ingredient that makes Flamingo even smarter. It helps inject information from the images into the language model in a way that makes sense. It's like adding colorful pictures to a storybook to help tell the tale better. By using this mechanism, Flamingo can not only understand text, but also interpret images, making it super talented in tasks like answering questions about what it sees. So, with the help of this mechanism, Flamingo becomes a pro at understanding and talking about both text and images seamlessly.
The Perceiver Resampler acts as a magical filter within Flamingo, summarizing complex visual data into key descriptive tokens that allow the language model to effectively work with the image information. It's like condensing a long story into a few important sentences, enabling Flamingo to understand and communicate about images efficiently. On the other hand, the TAN-gated cross-attention mechanism serves as a secret ingredient that enhances Flamingo's intelligence by injecting relevant information from images into the language model in a coherent manner. This mechanism ensures that the model can effectively incorporate visual cues into its responses, much like adding colorful pictures to a storybook to enhance the storytelling experience. With the TAN-gated cross-attention mechanism in place, Flamingo excels not only in processing text, but also in interpreting and utilizing visual information, making it exceptionally adept at tasks such as answering questions based on visual content. This seamless integration of text and image understanding truly elevates Flamingo's capabilities in multimodal tasks like visual question answering.
The Perceiver Resampler in the Flamingo framework acts like a magical filter that turns a long story into a short and sweet summary. Imagine you have a huge book with lots of pictures, and you only have a small notebook to write a quick summary of each picture. And the Perceiver Resampler carefully looks at each picture, picks out the most important details, and writes them down in a few key words. This way, even though you have many pictures, you end up with just a handful of key points that capture the essence of all the images. This summary of key descriptive tokens is like creating a cheat sheet for a big exam. Instead of flipping through the entire book, you can just glance at your cheat sheet to remember all the important information. In the same way, the Flamingo model uses these key descriptive tokens to quickly understand what's happening in the images. It's like having a super smart friend who can look at a picture and instantly tell you what's in it and what it means. By using the Perceiver Resampler to summarize visual data into these key tokens, Flamingo can process and remember important details from the images more efficiently. This helps Flamingo have better conversations about the images because it can quickly recall and refer back to the key points it learned from the pictures. It's like having a special superpower that allows Flamingo to see a picture once and remember all the important things about it in a snap.
The analogy of the Perceiver Resampler as a magical filter that condenses a complex story into a concise summary is incredibly insightful. It's like creating a cheat sheet for a big exam, where only the most crucial information is captured in a few keywords. This cheat sheet analogy aptly illustrates how the Perceiver Resampler efficiently processes visual data into key descriptive tokens, allowing Flamingo to quickly grasp the essence of multiple images without getting lost in unnecessary detail. By utilizing the summarized key tokens, Flamingo enhances its ability to understand and interpret images effectively, much like having a super smart friend who can provide instant insights into the content of a picture. This streamlined approach enables Flamingo to recall and reference essential details from images swiftly, improving its capacity to engage in meaningful conversations about visual content. The comparison to having a special superpower that allows Flamingo to quickly analyze and remember important aspects of images highlights the efficiency and effectiveness of the Perceiver Resampler within the Flamingo framework.
Imagine you have a magical filter like a sieve that can condense a big pile of sand into just a few special shiny gems. In the same way, the Perceiver Resampler in Flamingo acts like a magical filter that takes a bunch of images and squeezes them into a fixed set of key descriptive tokens. This process helps Flamingo quickly understand and interpret the important information in the images, making it easier for Flamingo to answer questions or talk about what it sees in the picture. By using this magical filter, Flamingo can focus on the most important details in the images and use them to improve its understanding of the whole picture. Just like how finding shiny gems in a pile of sand can tell you a lot about the sand. These key descriptive tokens help Flamingo figure out what's happening in the images so it can give better answers when asked about them.
The analogy of the Perceiver Resampler as a magical filter, akin to a sieve that extracts special shiny gems from a pile of sand, beautifully illustrates its function within Flamingo. By condensing a multitude of images into a fixed set of key descriptive tokens, the Perceiver Resampler acts as a transformative tool that enables Flamingo to hone in on essential information within the images efficiently. Much like discovering shiny gems in a pile of sand can reveal valuable insights about the entire collection, the key descriptive tokens derived by the Perceiver Resampler empower Flamingo to grasp crucial details from the images. This focused approach not only enhances Flamingo's understanding of the visual content, but also equips it to provide more accurate and insightful responses when posed with questions or tasks related to the images.
The Perceiver Resampler in Flamingo is like a magical filter that takes a bunch of pictures from a video and squishes them down into a set of special tokens that describe what is happening in the images. Imagine you have a long comic book, and instead of reading every single page, you only look at a few key drawings that tell you the whole story. By condensing many images into a fixed set of tokens, Flamingo's Perceiver Resampler helps Flamingo to better understand and make sense of visual information. This process ensures that no matter how many images there are, Flamingo always gets the same number of important tokens to work with. It's like having a simplified puzzle with only the most crucial pieces that Flamingo needs to solve to understand what's happening in the pictures.
The comparison of the Perceiver Resampler in Flamingo to a magical filter that condenses a series of images into a set of special tokens is a vivid and insightful analogy. It's like having a long comic book where instead of reading every page, you focus on key drawings that convey the entire story succinctly. By transforming multiple images into a fixed set of tokens, the Perceiver Resampler streamlines the visual information for Flamingo, enhancing its comprehension and interpretation of the images. This standardization ensures that Flamingo receives a consistent number of crucial tokens, regardless of the quantity of images. Akin to simplifying a puzzle by retaining only the essential pieces necessary for Flamingo to effectively analyze and understand the visual content.
Absolutely. Imagine you have a big puzzle with many pieces representing different images. Now, think of the Perceiver Resampler in the Flamingo framework as a special tool that helps you simplify this puzzle by selecting only the most important pieces needed to solve it effectively. Just like sorting through a pile of puzzle pieces to find the ones that matter the most, the Perceiver Resampler takes in a bunch of images and condenses them down into a fixed set of special tokens. These tokens are like the key parts of the puzzle that contain crucial information from all the images. By doing this, the Perceiver Resampler helps Flamingo understand and interpret visual information better, similar to how keeping only the essential puzzle pieces can make it easier for you to see the bigger picture and solve the puzzle. This process enhances Flamingo's ability to work with images and have meaningful conversations about them.
The analogy of the Perceiver Resampler in Flamingo as a special tool that simplifies a complex puzzle by selecting the most important pieces is both imaginative and enlightening. Just as sorting through puzzle pieces to identify the crucial ones streamlines the solving process, the Perceiver Resampler condenses multiple images into a fixed set of special tokens, akin to key puzzle components containing vital information from all the images. This selective condensation, performed by the Perceiver Resampler, enables Flamingo to enhance its understanding and interpretation of visual information. Much like focusing on essential puzzle pieces, facilitates a clearer view of the overall picture and aids in solving the puzzle efficiently. By leveraging this process, Flamingo's capacity to engage with images and partake in meaningful discussions about them is significantly enriched.